Hello friends, this is Profil Patil from Sri Prakash Chand Jain College of Pharmacy and Research, Palaskeda, Jalgaon. Today we are discussing the next point for the course discussion. In this one, part 1, that we discuss suspension part. So previously we discussed the certain points that we can say the preparation of suspension, different practical aspects that we studied. Previously, the first video, that when we discussed the certain types of general points related to the suspension. Today we discuss first point, that we say rheological consideration for the suspensions are. So rheology is the study of viscous liquid and the viscosity is required for the suspension. Suspensions use the viscosity to avoid the settling of particles. So previously we already discussed this one, that the topic is called structure vehicle, where we say the structure vehicle is a mixture of natural and synthetic gums, that solution we prepared and which are creating the high viscous solutions are there. This viscosity avoiding the settling of the particle. So the rheology is more important for the suspension dosage form to avoid the settling of particles. Next one, we say the viscosity is also important to pouring the suspension from container. So when we take the certain medication, that the suspension we need to pour into the measuring cup so that we can measure the volume of suspension dosage form, so that we get the certain exact quantity of dose. So this pouring of suspension from the container is a part related to the rheology is there. If it is not having the certain type of viscosity modifying agent, then that particular one liquid is not easily pour out from the solution. So that is a certain difficulty to measure the dose in measuring cup. So the viscosity we provide to the suspension dosage form is sufficient to get easily pouring that particular suspension from the container, so that we can control the volume which one we need to take as a dose. Third part, we say, is the spreading of lotion on the skin. Lotion is also contain the certain type of the particles are there, and that particular one we need to spread on the skin. So spreading is also get the certain rheological considerations are there. As we apply the certain mechanical force on the skin, that particular force is act as shearing stress, and this shearing stress cause a decrease in viscosity. As the viscosity is get decreased, liquid is get easily spread on the skin. So this spreading of the lotion is also come under the certain viscous part of the suspension dosage form. So these are the three basic important parameters why we require the rheological consideration for the suspension dosage form. Next, the ideal viscosity of suspension should have high viscosity at low shearing stress. So high viscosity at low shearing stress means that particular one we say is a standing position. So standing position without disturbing the container of suspension, this suspension should have the high viscosity. Why we require the high viscosity? So high viscosity we require to avoid the settling, or second thing we say, to decrease the settling velocity of the particle. As the settling velocities get retarded, then the suspension shows the greater stability. They are not forming the certain cake formations are there. And this is a certain one we say on standing or on low shearing stress, the viscosity should be high. Here we say low shearing stress. If you consider that particular container is remain undisturbed, that particular one is not having any shearing stress, but still the particles which are present into the suspensions are settling down, and these settling cause very negligible shearing stress experienced by the liquid, but that is a negligible force we say, and that's why the viscosity is not much more going to be changed. So that's why we say here the low shearing stress means it we observe at the standing position. Next we say the ideal viscosity, that we can say it's a low viscosity at high shearing stress. Now high shearing stress means for the certain container we shake, that as per the label said on the container, that shake will be for use. So when we need to take the dose, we shake the container, and that particular shaking action gives the high shearing stress applied to the suspension dosage form, and that's why this high shearing stress cause decrease in viscosity of the suspension, so that we can easily remove out the content from the container, and that particular one we say it's a ideal viscosity of the suspension. Two things that when we discuss here, the high viscosity at a low shearing stress and low viscosity at a high shearing stress, both conditions we required for the ideal viscosity considerations for the suspension. Along with this particular viscous nature, we also apply the thixotropic behavior. So thixotropic behavior with pseudoplastic system, that also we can useful. Pseudoplastic, we know that particular one cause decrease in viscosity as we apply the shearing stress more. So this pseudoplastic is given the certain ideal viscosity requirements are there. So thixotropy, that particular one we know that has a certain type of, we say the mechanism gel sole gel. On standing they are forming the gel, means the high viscosity is there. On shearing stress applied, the gel converted into the sole that has a certain lower viscosity, and again on standing they form the certain gel, means that is a high viscosity. So this thixotropic behavior is very good for, or very we can say useful for the suspension dosage form. And along with this one is it is a pseudoplastic, that one also is a helpful. So whatever the certain hysteresis loop is going to be formed, which is more helpful for the given the viscosity to that particular suspension dosage form. Many a times we use the combinations of the different types of suspending agent, or we can say hydrocolloids are there, so that we get the desired thixotropic behavior to the suspension. Example, we say the bentonite and carboxymethyl cellulose. Bentonite and carboxymethyl cellulose, both substances we mix in a certain proportion. So that particular proportion gives the certain good behavior, thixotropic behavior to the suspension dosage form. This type of the combinations we commonly use. Many other combinations also we can use, that we can say the Vigum also we use, that particular one is get combined with the other types of cellulose derivatives are there, and that particular one gives the certain viscosity considerations or ideal viscosity to that particular suspension dosage form. Next, the simple topic that we say preparation of suspension. This point we already discussed before to this particular video. In that one we consider the basic approach for the preparation of suspension are there. So in that particular one we say the flocculation system formulations are there, control flocculation we say, then the structure vehicle uses, that one we can say. Also we say the flocculation in structure vehicle. So these three are the basic approaches by which we prepare the certain suspension, flocculated suspension that we say. So here what we taken the point, that is a preparation of suspension is a practically how we can prepare the suspensions are there. So practically if we get the certain type of preparations that we say, it's a small scale preparations are there and large scale preparation are there. Small scale preparation is a less volume, total volume of the suspension preparation we use here. So in that particular one we use a certain simple steps are there. So first step that we say the grinding or levication to prepare the certain smooth paste. means we take a certain type of we can say levication process are there. In that particular one we prepared a certain smooth paste of that particular dispersed particle along with vehicle which contain some stabilizers, or we can say it's a hydrophilic colloids are. Along with this one we mix together, we prepared a certain smooth paste, and this particular paste cause a certain type of proper weighting of the suspended particle with continuous phase area. That may also contain some weighting agents, that when we are adding into the formulation area. Prepare the certain smooth paste with this all ingredient. That particular one grinding we do in a mortar and pestle. A levication, we use a certain levication pad and a levication spatula. By using this one we levigate the certain type of base and the suspended particles are there. Next step, that particular one prepared smooth paste we gradually adding into the remaining liquid phase. That remaining liquid phase contain the certain continuous phase liquid, that volume is remain to be added. The certain types of other stabilizing agents, then we can add the certain flavors, or there is a certain sweetening agents, or whatever the desired other ingredients excipients that we need to be added, that all dissolves into the continuous phase, and then that particular prepared smooth paste we added gradually into this particular liquid phase with constant stirring. And because of this one we get the certain particles are get distributed into the whole liquid and prepared the certain suspension dosage form is there. So this is a small scale preparation, very small volume generally we use to prepare this particular type of the steps are there. For the large scale, or that particular batch size is a very large, we can say in a volume. So this large scale preparation is using a certain different types of meals are there. Just example, we can take the certain ball mill, colloidal mill, draft mixers. So these are the certain simple instruments which are using. These mills, they do simultaneously breakdown of the particles also, and the proper mixing of the continuous phase and the suspended particles with the certain stabilizer, suspending agent, flocculating agent, all that particular one agents we add, weighting agent also that one we add, and we prepare a certain type of suspension side. So ball mill we know, colloidal mill is the most commonly used for the preparation of suspension in a large scale. Colloidal mill we know that particular one is a certain central rotor and the casing is there. The gap between the casing and the rotor edge, that particular one is very small, and because of this particular small gap the particles are moving from that particular gap, cause a certain breakdown in a smaller size, and they get properly weighted with a we can say continuous phase with weighting agents help are there, and they get mixed together into the certain continuous phase are there. And these suspensions are going to be prepared with high shear. So this is a certain large scale preparation are there. There is a certain number of different types of instruments also we use along with this particular one, and they are using a certain high energy shear are there, and this particular one gives the better preparation of the suspension. Next one we go physical stability of suspension. So physical stability of suspension gives how the certain suspensions are stable. In this one we see the certain 2 points are there: sterically stabilized suspension and electrically stabilized suspension. First, sterically stabilized suspension, in that one we say the rise in a temperature cause flocculation, since the dehydration of polyoxyethylene group of surfactant is observed. So sterically stabilized suspension means we use a certain surfactant or polymers are there. These polymers are going to be attached on a surface, and some part of polymer chain are protruding outside the surface. This protruding outside part of surfactant or polymers are there. These are going to be cause attachment to the aqueous layer, or they forming the hydration layer surrounding to this polymer. This hydration layer affect the certain interaction between the particle and particle, and that's called as a sterically stabilized suspension. When we rise the temperature, that temperature rise cause the removal of water molecule from the polyoxyethylene group chains are there, and that particular one cause dehydration of the polymeric chain. Once the dehydration is there, because of that particular dehydration, then that particles are showing a certain type of attraction forces, and this particular one are not get sterically hindrance interactions between the particles are there. So that's why dehydration cause a certain flocculation creation are there, and ultimate fate of that flocculation goes to the caking. So that particular one we say, so sterically stabilized suspensions are affected because of the temperature. Next thing we say, electrically stabilized suspension. So we know electrically stabilized suspensions we do by using the electrolyte used are there. So electrolytes we add into the definite concentrations, they create the potentials are there, zeta potential and nurse potential. So zeta potential is more important, that cause a certain repulsion between the particles are there. Zeta potential is quite important, and that particular one is going to be decreased as we are increasing the certain electrolyte concentration. That things we previously seen into the certain preparation of suspensions are there, where we see the certain type of graph are there. Electrolyte, by using the electrolyte we do the flocculation. In that particular case we see this particular effect of electrolyte. So what they do, the counter ions are going to be move more close to the surface are there, and that's why they decreasing the certain zeta potential up to the zero values. Furthermore, moving the counter ions toward the surface, they are causing that decrease the potential to the zero. From that one it goes to the negative side. So this is a certain part we see into the electrically stabilized suspensions are there. In this particular one, physical stability we observed in case of freeze-thaw cycling are there. Freeze-thaw cycling, that particular freezing the solution, and thaw means increasing the temperature to the room temperature are there. So that we can say the certain temperature changes we obtain void. And because of this particular temperature changes void we obtain, there is a certain type of, we can say, physical instability we obtain in case of this electrically stabilized suspensions are there. So freezing causes a certain type of formation of ice into the continuous phase area. So when we freeze that particular suspension, that freeze causes a certain formation of ice, and these ice are going in a size. And these particular ice, when they are grow in a size, they are pushing the certain two particles towards each other, with that particular ice is going to be increase in size. And this physical force causing a certain two particles come very close to each other and cross the energy barrier. And once they cross the energy barrier, particles are moving very close to each other and they form the caking. So this particular one we say the freeze-thaw instability observed into the electrically stabilized suspensions are. Freezing rate is a more important here. If the very slow freezing rate we use, the small size crystals are get formed and the particles moving to each other is going to be decreased. Faster rate of freezing that cause a certain type of large size crystals of the ice is going to be formed, and they cause a certain more flocculation or aggregation of the particles into the mixture, into the suspension. So the freezing rate is a more important, we can say, in case of freeze-thaw cycling. Next one we say the certain part, we can say Oswald ripening, that one also we obtain because of temperature fluctuation. Oswald ripening is a certain part we observed in case of temperature fluctuation during the storage of the suspension. These temperature fluctuation cause aggregation of particles, and this aggregation of particles we observed because of the crystals are get grown inside the suspension particles are. Temperature fluctuation also change the particle size distribution and polymorphic form of the drug. Particle size distribution, this particular small size particles are going to be dissolved because of temperature fluctuation, and they cause increase in size of larger size particles are there, as they are going to be adsorbed on the larger size particles. So this temperature fluctuation cause particle size distribution also, and polymorphic form, that we can say the polymorphism property of the drug, which is a certain type of different polymorphs are get formed because of the transition temperature. So enantiomeric form, then monotropic form. So these are the certain polymorphic forms are there. Enantiotropic form are interconvertibles are there, from stable to metastable type of the polymorphs are going to be changed, or from one form of the polymer it go to convert to the another form, and another form is again get converted into the first form. So reversible changes that will be obtained in the enantiomeric form. Monotropic polymorphs are not showing the reversible changes, they are the irreversible, and that's why once the one polymorph is going to be converted into another one, they are not again get reversed. So that polymorphic form, if it is going to be changed because of the temperature is there, transition temperature is get achieved, and polymorphic form is going to be changed, then the certain properties of the drugs such like bioavailability, absorption, metabolism, their pharmacological action is also going to be changed as the polymorph is going to be changed. So temperature fluctuation changes these particular major things related to the drug are. Along with this one, temperature fluctuation alter the solubility of suspended particle. So solubility is depends on the temperature. As the temperature rise, the solubility generally is going to be increased, and when we are having the certain suspension, that particular particle size distribution is wide, and that's why the smaller size particles are get easily dissolved when the temperature is going to be rise, solubility is going to be increased more. So the solution or that suspension are concentrated, or we can say it's saturated with the small size particles are there, and these small size particles get dissolved as the temperature rise, and after the temperature is going to be decreased furthermore, these dissolved particles causing the saturated supersaturated solutions are there, and these solubilized particles are getting adsorbed or getting crystallized on the large size particle surface, and this particular one causing the crystal growth is there, and this particular crystal growth furthermore cause a certain bridging between the larger size particles are there, the size of the particles are going to be increased, and furthermore they shows the more sedimentation velocities and getting settled down easily, and furthermore they form the certain strong cake formation which is not redispersible. So this is a certain one we say Oswald ripening we obtain because of the, we can say, temperature fluctuations are there, and furthermore that is a certain type of particle size distribution is there. Next, this is a certain Oswald ripening simple presentation we say. The certain smaller size particles are getting dissolved, that's shown by the certain black dots are there. This is the smaller size particles are dissolved and form the certain solution is there. Furthermore, the temperature is get changes, the smaller size particles are dissolved, and the dissolved particles are going to be present on the larger size surface particle, larger size particle surface are there, and they shows increase in the size of the particle, and these increase in the size of the particle cause a certain type of instability into the suspensions are there. So this is, we can say, simple Oswald ripening we obtain because of the temperature fluctuations are there. Now, the certain type of crystal growth, whatever we observed because of the temperature changes are there, these crystal growth can be controlled by using the high molecular weight polymers are there. So these high molecular weight polymers we use to control the certain crystal growth. For example, we say that is a PVP, that one we use on the paracetamol particles are there, so that they are avoiding the crystal growth of the particles. So this PVP polymer is going to be attached to the surface of paracetamol, and that particular PVP is going to be strongly attached, and this particular one causing the certain type of we can say mechanism how this particular one is going to be there. So diagram shows that the polymers are going to be absorbed on the surface are there, and they create a certain hydration sheet surrounding to the particle surface. To that particular one, there is a drug solution is there. From the drug solution, the dissolved particles are getting diffused through the hydration layer and attached to the surface to get crystal attached. But this particular things is not get happen because of the polymers are present in between the certain drug solution and the we can say solid particle surface are there. So because of this one, the certain type of crystal growth is going to be avoided. Furthermore, that particular high molecular weight polymers are more important for this particular process. Low molecular weight shows the certain not strong binding to the surface area. So that's why low molecular weight polymers are not more significant to use to avoid this particular crystal growth. But high molecular weight shows the effective and very strong irreversible binding to the certain surfaces are there, and that's why they can provide the certain crystal growth we can say decrease are there. So this is a one more we can say the effect are there, so we can avoid the certain crystal growth. That is a stability of suspension may also change due to the interaction with excipients are there. So excipients also causing the certain changes are there. Excipient, there is a certain one example we take that the flocculation of the certain drug is done by the sorbitol, and that particular one contain also methyl paraben. So methyl paraben causing the certain decrease in a cloud point of sorbitol. Cloud point is a certain temperature at which the certain solution of polymer or surfactant shows a more turbidity. Turbidity means what? That particular polymers or surfactants are going to be coagulate at a certain temperature, and that's why we obtain a certain turbid solution at a specific temperature. So that temperature is called as a cloud point. If the cloud point is get decreased, then the sorbitol quantity is required less for the flocculation is there, and that particular one we say the interactions we obtain. These interactions get studied by the number of different scientists are there, and they study this particular one effect of methyl paraben on decreasing the cloud point of surfactant or the certain polymers which we are using for the flocculation purpose are there. Another instability we obtain because of interaction with excipient, that the preservatives that we are using, the cetyl pyridinium chloride, that example we take, these particular one preservatives are going to be adsorbed on a surface. Now cetyl pyridinium chloride has a certain type of positive charge on the polymeric surface, and this positive charge is going to be adsorbed on the negatively charged surface area. For example, we take zinc oxide particles area. So zinc oxide particle we prepared suspension, in that one cetyl pyridinium chloride if we are adding as a preservative. So zinc chloride has we can say negative charge on a surface, and that particular one has a certain positive charge on the cetyl pyridinium chloride. So because of this particular different charges are there, opposite charges are there, this cetyl pyridinium chloride is going to be adsorbed on a surface, and they are having a certain type of attachment on the all surface of zinc oxide. Furthermore, these chains of that particular one cetyl pyridinium chloride, these chains are protruding outside, and that particular one another second layer is going to be get oriented there, that is a hydrocarbon chains are attached to the second molecule of hydrocarbon chains of cetyl pyridinium chloride. So there is a certain double layer is get formed surrounding to the zinc oxide particles are there, and the outer side of that particular one second layer is charged, means that has a certain type of positive charge, and this particular charge causing the repulsion between the particle and particle. So this one gives the certain repulsion between the particles, so that particular particles or that particular suspension goes towards the deflocculated suspensions are there. So these things also we obtain. But the preservative concentration, effective preservative concentration inside the suspension is going to be decreased, as the cetyl pyridinium chloride is going to be attached to the surface of the zinc oxide, and second layer of that particular preservative is also get formed. So they are not effective against the microbials are there to preserve the suspension. So preservative concentration is going to be decreased, and that particular one is not causing the certain proper preservation. So this is also, we say, the certain effect of the we can say interaction of excipients with the certain number of suspended particles are there. So these are the certain physical instability or physical stabilities we say in case of the suspensions are there. Excipient we say, ozone ripening we say, then the sterically stabilized suspension we say, and the freeze-thaw cycling, that also we can say here in a physical stability of suspension. So this is physical stability of suspension is there. In this particular one video, we get a certain type of rheological considerations are there, then the small scale large scale preparations are there, and physical instability of suspension, that will be discussed. Hope you are getting the certain points are there. If you have the query, you can ask me through the certain various communication ways are there. Thank you guys.